Hi, I'm John with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember that anytime you work on an appliance, make sure that it is unplugged or the circuit breaker is turned off so there is no chance of electrocution. Also, make sure to turn off the hot and cold water supplies. We're going to show you how to install a new tub seal kit for your Maytag washer. It's an easy job that only requires a 5/16" nut driver, a ratchet with 3/8" and 1/2" sockets, an extension, a pair of pliers, a pair of locking pliers, a putty knife, a pipe wrench, and a hammer. When you open the package, you'll get one new tub seal kit. The reason why you'd be replacing the tub seal is if the machine leaks water during use or if there's an odd sound during operation. To replace the tub seal is going to require removing the entire tub assembly, which means we're going to have to take off this front panel and this top panel to gain access. You'll need to start by turning off the hot and cold water, then remove the two hoses that go into the back of the washing machine. Before lifting up the top, use a piece of tape to prevent the lid from opening. Use a putty knife to press in and release the clip that holds the top panel in place. Then do the same for the other side. And now you can tip back the top. You'll need to loosen and remove these two screws that hold this front panel in place. Use a 5/16" nut driver to loosen and remove the two screws. With the two upper retaining screws removed, tilt the panel forward, then lift up on it, and you can remove it from the washing machine. Inside the tub, you're going to need to remove the agitator assembly. Start by removing the fabric softener dispenser, grab onto the side and simply pull straight up, which will remove it. Use a ratchet with 1/2" socket and extension to loosen and remove the center bolt that holds the agitator in place. Turn it counterclockwise. With the center bolt removed, you can now remove the agitator. Pull straight up, you might need to wiggle it a little bit, and it should slide right off of the center hub. We're going to need to remove this tub cover here, but in order to do that, we're going to have to move this out of the way. So, use a 5/16" nut driver to loosen and remove the screw that holds the water inlet valve assembly in place. We'll now be able to remove this tub cover assembly that's held in place by a series of clips. To remove it, push down slightly, pull out on the clip, and then lift up just a bit. Afterwards, you can remove the tub cover. Use a ratchet with 1/2" socket to loosen and remove the 4 bolts that hold the tub assembly in place. So now with the 4 bolts removed, we can lift up on the inner tub, wiggle it a bit, and it should come off the center hub, and we can remove it from the machine. Inside the outer tub, remove the old hub gasket. And now we're going to need to remove this wash tub hub. Using a pipe wrench, grab onto one of the legs of the hub. Then, use a hammer, tap on the wrench, which will allow you to remove it. Afterwards, thread off and remove the old hub. At the base of the outer tub are 6 screws that you need to loosen and remove in order to pull off the unit. Use a ratchet with 3/8" socket to loosen and remove the 6 screws. Use a pair of pliers to remove the hose clamp for the drain hose. Then, pull off the drain hose. Disconnect the water level pressure switch hose. Use a 5/16" nut driver to loosen and remove the 4 screws that hold the center portion of the outer tub in place. You can now remove the outer tub assembly, wiggle it a bit, and it should pull right off. You'll now need to remove the 6 suspension springs. Use a pair of locking pliers to clamp onto the spring and then lift up and remove it. Use a ratchet with 1/2-inch socket to loosen and remove the 6 bolts that hold the tub support cover in place. With the bolts removed, you can now take off the tub support cover. You'll need to loosen and remove these 3 screws in the center of the tub support cover. Use a ratchet with a 1/2-inch socket to loosen and remove the 3 screws. Afterwards, remove the tub support cover. Here's the old tub seal kit next to the new one. If you already have the new parts, great. If not, you can get them at appliancepartspros.com. With the new seal assembly, you'll first need to install the new bearing. Set it in place, and then press it down. When installing the new bearing and seal on the tub support cover, there's a small hole here that's used for this pin to go through to align it. Now, turn over the unit and thread in the 3 retaining screws. As part of the kit come 3 new screws, so thread them in, and then use a ratchet with 1/2-inch socket to tighten in the screws. Reinstall the tub support cover, then thread in and tighten the 6 retaining screws. Then, reinstall the suspension springs. Then, position the new gasket. You can now reinstall the outer tub assembly. As part of the new tub seal kit are 4 new screws that need to be thread in and tightened into the base of the outer tub seal. Position the new hub onto the drive shaft, then carefully slide it down until the threads touch. Afterwards, in a clockwise direction, thread on the new hub. Using a pipe wrench, carefully tighten the hub. Install the new hub gasket. Reinstall the drain hose. Then, put on the hose clamp. Thread in and tighten the 6 screws that hold the outer tub in place. Reconnect the water level pressure switch hose. Now, install the inner tub assembly. Using a ratchet with 1/2-inch socket, thread in and tighten the 4 bolts that hold the inner tub assembly in place. Install the center agitator. You can now reinstall the tub cover, set it in place, and make sure that these tabs and these clips align. Once the tub cover is in position, press down so each of the clips snap into place. Reinstall the water inlet valve assembly. Make sure that this tab here goes into the mounting slot at the back of the washer. Then thread in and tighten the retaining screw. Using your ratchet and socket combo, tighten the center bolt that holds the agitator in place. Reinstall the fabric softener dispenser, put it into place, and then press it straight down until it clicks. You can now reinstall the front panel. Position the bottom of the front panel so it aligns with the mounting tabs, then tilt it forward into position. Thread in and tighten the 2 retaining screws. Now you can lower down the top, and you're going to put it into position. You're going to press it down so these two retaining clips lock into place. Afterwards, remove the tape, reconnect the hot and cold water hoses, then turn on the water, check for any leaks. Afterwards, reconnect the power cord, and then you're done. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. And be sure to check out our other repair videos on our website, on our Facebook page, and on our YouTube channel.